Tiger 455. This is for Red Devil. No, this is for Blue Line Studio.
Bro, skip this.
How are Bruno, Mount, and Casemiro supposed to work as a midfield unit? Come up with your own hypothesis how it will work.
They're about to get
Blue Line
back,
Studio,
guys.
being a Man United fan, how is the Bruno Counts Casemiro trio supposed to please work? Because people are saying that this is people are saying that this is a region of Busquets, Iniesta, and Xavi. That's what they're saying. So how do you expect this to work?
Well, so first of all, just to credit, I'm a Chelsea fan, so just to correct that.
As a Man United fan, how is it going to work for your team, Manchester United, please?
Okay, well, I can give some perspective of Manchester United, so I can give you that. So my perspective on this whole what Manchester United are doing anyway. I would wager that if Ten Hag is going to make that midfield work, presumably he must play Bruno deeper and Mount in the number 8 position, I would imagine. So because
Mount is an 8.
Yeah, because from what I've seen as a Chelsea fan and Chelsea Football Club, Mount is not going to play as a deep lying playmaker in the midfield. It's just not. That just does not what he does. So yes, he can press. But he is a number 8. That's what. So
just to be clear, you paid 55 plus 5 for pressing and off the ball energy.
Oh no,
he sold it.
Oh no, I didn't. I
technically sold it.
The Chelsea fan, I didn't. He just left. So in fact, I was actually quite sad because he said he bled Corbyn. Corbyn blue, but apparently he doesn't. He apparently has the red of Manchester. Who knew? But anyway, as far as working, because that's. Bruno has to play deeper, otherwise all 3 of them can't play together because you've got an incredibly attacking midfield there, but a midfield that also probably can't retain the ball that well because Mount, Bruno, Casemiro is a bit better than them 3, but not great at actually retaining the ball and will probably get overrun in the midfield. So either Ten Hag makes Bruno more, makes him deeper, if they're going to fit them 3, or he basically drops one of them and alternates Mountain and Bruno in the number 8 position, and then brings in another midfielder or possibly Fred McTominay or whatever. That's the only.
But do you think it's going to work? Do you think it can function well?
It can only really function. I don't think so, but if it is going to function, if it's going to be an attempt, it will probably have to be Bruno playing in a much deeper and disciplined role. That's the only way I can see it work because Mount isn't going to do that. And
wow! So doesn't that take away from Bruno's role?
It probably
how he's been playing for United.
Well, it probably does, but I mean, maybe Ten Hag thinks that Mount is a better number 8 than Bruno. Maybe that's what Ten Hag thinks. He's younger. He's got more potential. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what Ten Hag is doing. But at the end of the day, it's not my club. So what can I say? I give my perspective.
Wait, hold on. Sorry. J2S, and then I'll come down to it. So J2S, what do you think about this move the club is doing? And J2S, I don't recognize that hash. Okay, what is wrong with the United fans?
No, I'm just repping Prime.
No. On one hand, we have this. On one hand, we have this, and on the other hand, we have this, and on the other hand, we now have this.
Is that really Yasser?
Through wait, it's like a marriage. What does that say? Through good times and bad. It's a marriage.
Look, I'm willing to accept.
Yeah,
this is thin.
Yeah, exactly. I was there when Chelsea were 12th place, man. What's going on?
J2S, how is it going to work? How is the 3 going to work?
Oh, J2S, by the way, I'm willing to accept you to my club. Not Yasser, that brick.
Why is Yasser repping us? What happened? What
I'm pretty sure
J2S, how is it going to work?
He's on loan. Supposply he's on loan. I talked to him.
No,
today.
his medical failed.
J2S.
How
is the 3 going to
I'm actually not surprised.
You guys just shut the J2S. How is the 3 going to go?
I just wonder about that ball retention because you got Bruno who doesn't like the ball. You got Mount who doesn't like the ball, and you got Casemiro who doesn't really do anything with the ball. So, where is the creativity coming from, Onana, in this supposed Man United squad? Because that's all I'm seeing. Because what does Mount add? I saw him his stats this year. He's in like the lowest percentiles across everything. He's an 8 that can't pass. He's a 10 that can't create. What does he do?
Well, no, but no. What I read is that it's his off the ball energy and his pressing.
You like that video, didn't you?
Havoc, you're not like
This
you're
guy,
trying to
man.
laugh right now.
No.
Okay, no. I'm actually being okay.
The only thing that
Basically,
concerns me
because no. Jay, this was it's the modern game, and it being in the modern game, you've got to think 5-dimensionally. And the modern game, off the ball walk is very, very vital.
No,
It's
it's
extremely.
not
I now understand why.
Muy
Wait, but
importante.
if you talk about
Muy
off the ball,
importante.
yeah, but
Tres important. Tres important.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you're using Google Translate, but yeah, but the whole thing with
RDZ, stop it. RDZ, stop it. RDZ, stop that. Stop that. Stop it. Don't. No.
The only thing that concerns me is that if you think about it as a Chelsea fan, Havertz and Mount basically created and scored most of Chelsea's chance of the last 2 years. So
RDS, speak on that.
Boring. God damn.
No, but I'm not.
Look.
No,
we
but
have Prisco and other guys are coming through. Okay.
No, but aren't you a little bit concerned that we've
That rhymes, HH.
Yeah. Aren't you a little bit concerned that we've left our technically our players that have given us the most GAs?
Abdallah, because every time you say it makes my hair on the back stand up and it makes really pissed off. So Abdallah, please can you just say before I get really angry? What are your thoughts? How is Mount, Casemiro, and thing you're going to do? Actually, when it says, are you like them being your local res? Are you just laughing at them trying to figure out this three, or do you think this three can actually work?
Look, the Manchester City board saw Ten Hag as the long-term successor before he chose to go to United, and I was gutted as being half Dutch as well. So I kind of question his talent ID, and there's this name that I've started to name him, Eric Teabag, because he's a fraud. I thought he could attract a lot of good Dutch talent, but he seems to have such awful talent idea.
I want to ask why it's called.
You got Dumfries' brother.
I don't want to know why it's called.
And that, in my opinion, I think, in my opinion, Overmars and Edwin van der Sar carried him. In my opinion, how good in terms of talent ID, because he clearly hasn't.
That's not a manager's job.
Hold on. Do you know what it is? Now, this may sound crazy. I think that, and I sometimes see this happening. This looks like there's no chance of it working.
No.
This looks like it's going to be such a disaster that somehow, some way, it will just end up working.
I can change your mind.
Can I say something?
I can actually change your mind how it works.
United. I'm not seeing a single person who is actually excited about this potential midfield.
No.
I'm actually excited for it.
It can't surely be this bad.
Oh yeah, one more thing, HH. In my opinion, if you don't question what Ten Hag is doing, you're just a sheep. I'm sorry. Like, it's the same thing. I'm
Abdallah Tith.
You're sheep. Like
Tith. Trust in Ten Hag. Tith.
Let me say something on this.
I actually think that. I don't think that's the final piece. We're only looking at it as part of being the final piece because that's the player they bought. And we're thinking Bruno, Casemiro, 3-man midfield. But you know that they're also apparently talking to Amrabat.
Yep.
No. I'm gonna keep it real. Amrabat makes that whole midfield stink. To me, you wanna know why? Because Amrabat isn't. I'll be honest. His stats look good when it comes to passing, but this guy turns like a truck at the edge of a storm, bro. Like this guy's just so garbage. And my thing is like, I could see how it works in terms of Casemiro. Amrabat just doing the dirty work, while you have players like Bruno and Mount pressing up top. That's the only way I could see that happening. Maybe that's where he's going with. But then that doesn't, like, if you're playing 3-man midfield. One of them is just a redundant sign. Like, why would you sign? It's just a Casemiro replacement or a Bruno replacement. It doesn't seem like it's doing as much. Like, and to be honest with you, the only reason why he's linked to Amrabat, I think, is because he's already has experience with him in the Eredivisie. So this guy's a Netherlands merchant, bro. He's such a merchant, bro. So I don't know how this is all gonna work, but that's the only way it makes sense.
The only thing I would say is that I suspect Manchester United were probably looking at midfield because they were talking to Rabiot alongside Mason Mount. So clearly they do want another midfielder. Obviously, Rabiot said no because,
Yeah, but RDS, like, look at the profile of midfielders that Ten Hag is advocating for. Like, you got to be questioning, what is he doing?
Yeah,
what
but
is he doing?
The whole problem is you don't have a sporting director.
I would be concerned.
Wait.
Why are you guys so focused
This
on...
is the problem.
Wait, J-Twist.
Yeah, this is the whole problem. We're just looking at Ten Hag. We don't have a sporting director, so we're just going with what Ten Hag says. This is the whole problem with the club. If you have a sporting director, like everyone talks about, Klopp wanted Brandt and someone else, but then they got Salah. That's what a sporting director does. Changes the mind of the manager. Look at you can say the same with Xavi. You can say the same with Pep Guardiola.
So where United at with the sporting director then?
It's like Murta and Darren Fletcher. These are the people that have so-called influence.
Fletcher?
Yeah, he's the technical director. This is the problem with the club.
G2S, just add.
Can I speak on this?
He's scouting people that are technically as good as him.
And the whole thing about managers, talent ID. Not many managers have good talent ID.
Yeah, I know
that's true. That's very true.
G2S wasn't it?
That is actually something that's.
But Ten Hag pushed
like,
out. What's his name?
What's it?
Ten Hag was a main was a key aspect in kicking out. What's his name? Gherkin-press guy. What's his name? I forgot his name. Ralph Ragnick. Thor Ragnick. Yeah. Ralph Ragnick.
That's not to do with Ten Hag. That's not to do with Ten Hag. That's to do with John Murta because he fell out of him. Because he
who is John Murta? Like,
but also to keep it in perspective, let's keep the stat. The United, the takeover process with Manchester United, I think in general, is causing lots of uncertainty because didn't they, like, if you're going to sell the club, you can't guarantee certain funds for players. You can't even necessarily guarantee what staff is going to be there. So the overarching uncertainty around the takeover makes it very difficult to make definitive decisions. And until that's resolved, you're kind of like, yeah, we might go for that. Can we give
exactly? Amen. Thank you.
It doesn't
work. Yeah, he's right.
No. But wait. I think the confusion is this: when Ten Hag came, people knew how he played and just his philosophy. And guys said that he only played this way this season because he couldn't get De Jong, and he had to do what he had to do with these players. So the whole notion was, okay, now you've seen the season. Now you have a bit much more time right now. Now you can actually start to play how you want to play with your players. So when he now goes for a month, it makes no sense because you're like, wait a minute. Doesn't this go against what you wanted and your philosophy prior to actually coming to United?
Can I speak on this?
Let me say something.
Wait, hold on. Let me go to Casey and you win. Casey.
Okay.
So Ten Hag is like a proper Eredivisie merchant man. Because he saw Mount in Vitesse. Is that the name of the Dutch league? Yeah, and he liked him. And as Johnny Miller told me, Mount is going to be the next Johan Cruyff. Second thing is,
Casey. But Casey, that name is banned on this channel
Johnny
again.
Miller?
Please never mention that name ever again. Here, please, thank you.
The greatest Chelsea fan. My point is, like, I think he just doesn't want to play position football. Like his idea is like to maybe copy what Klopp did with Liverpool, which is like a very muscular midfield, get the ball and pass it to Rashford.
Pass it to Rashford, but Liverpool still had creative players like Trent.
Yeah, but that's their issue, right? They don't have a very good attack.
They have Bruno technically. So
just on what more MN said and what Casey is saying, like. People are too focused on this ball retention, this thing. I guess you can tell this ball retention. I was watching back highlights of Chelsea versus Barcelona. Is it 04-05? And you will see Xavi was trying to retain the ball, but Lampard's approach was different. Quick transitions. He got a goal out of that. It was quick on the football. Mourinho did not win La Liga by playing possession. It was quick transitions with the best attacking transition we have ever seen. Very quick. So midfield does not have to be ball retention or that. Look at even parallel with look at Chelsea again in 09-010. That midfield, if you are looking at it on paper and those players were just signed today, people will be laughing because sometimes Malouda was playing the midfield at times. And that team, before Pep came, that was like the greatest attacking side that the Premier League has seen.
To watch the rest of this vid, think about becoming a Football Hut member. If you're a desktop merchant, just click on the join button below, over here. Or if you're a mobile phone merchant, just click on the join button below the video over here and join the true elite content crack addicts. Peace.